Poppy Cooks, the potato queen of the internet, and I'm not making potatoes today, I am making delicious gravy, perfect for your festive dinner. So to make your life easier through the festive period on Christmas Day, we're going to do the gravy a little bit early, or just start it anyway. So the turkey is chilling in the fridge. We've got a couple of days on that. So we can start off making at least a stock for the gravy, because you can't have a Christmas dinner without a delicious homemade gravy. So cheapest and easiest way to do it is to get some chicken wings. So I've got a pack of chicken wings here. Can't remember how many's in it. Something like about a kilo or so. So get them into a baking tray. We're going to roast them off. We've also got a mirepoix of vegetables, which is, it could be a mirepoix, a sofrito, there's loads of different terms for it, but every kind of culture and cuisine has one, of basically flavoured veg, I suppose, in some ways. So we've got celery, which adds nice saltiness. We've got onion, which adds lovely, delicious umami onioniness. We've got carrots, again, which add more flavour in there, and we've got a bit of leek as well. You can add tomatoes and mushrooms into a mirepoix of veg as well, which again add in more of that umami flavour. I might have a bit of mushroom in the fridge actually, I might get it out. So I've just chopped them all up, fairly even sizes. You can leave the onions as wedges, so you don't have to slice them up. That's going into the tray. And this is how we get the colour and the flavour into gravy. Also, using chicken wings, they've got lots of nice fat in them from the skin. So that's how you get that gelatinousness of your gravy. Big old turkey neck going in, delicious. And those sexy, sexy giblets. Everything in it. Cut that open. Delicious. I don't know how I feel about offal. I think I really want to get into offal, because you should use every single bit of the animal, but it's just a bit rank, isn't it? Anyway, so this can come over here. I'm just going to wash my hands, and then I might try and find those mushrooms and tomatoes out the fridge. I found some old mushrooms. I'm just going to throw them in. Make sure there's no soily bits on them, but I'm sure I'll throw them in as they are. If you've got bigger mushrooms, just slice them down. But this is completely optional. You don't have to put mushrooms in it at all. But again, they just add that umami flavour to your gravy. And I am literally using old ass mushrooms. These are just stuff that I've had in the fridge. I wasn't intending on using them, but they're going in. Waste not, want not. That's what's quite good about a gravy or a sauce or a stock. You can kind of just throw all your old bits in. Now, a little bit of oil, salt and pepper. You can do this in the pan as well if you wanted to. You can do it on the hob. So get your chicken nicely coloured off, super golden and brown and delicious. Then colour off your mirepoix or your vegetables. And then you can put water in and make the stock. But we're going to roast it in the oven first and then go backwards, I suppose, in some ways. It's just easier for hob space, isn't it? And that's why it's nice and important. Well, is it important? No, but it's just time saving for you for the big day of having to serve up everything. You know, if it's Thanksgiving or if it's Christmas, getting these things done prior just leaves you with a little bit of breathing room on the day to actually get your dinner out. Give that a good mix. Get everything kind of on top of the veg. Lovely. And then this tray goes into the oven at, what have I got it on? Put the oven on too low. It's going to be about 180 degrees Celsius with the fan on, and it's going to be around 45 minutes. We're looking for quite a deep, rich colour on everything in this tray. So it could just go a bit further than that, but we'll have a see, and that's it. And then that's the beginning of our gravy. Here we go. Here's the start of our gravy. So I'm actually going to put this onto the back of the hob, and then we're going to deglaze the pan. You're going to get this on a fairly high heat. We have got some caramelisation already happening from the oven, but we want a little bit more colour in there because this is going to give the gravy its dark, rich brown colour. Make sure, please use a tea towel to hold, or an oven cloth to hold the tray, because it's going to get ferociously hot. We're going to just wait a little bit. I'm going to get back up really hot again, because I'm going to set fire to it. You don't have to do this, I just want to look cool. Bit of brandy, it's going to deglaze a bit, that was a lot. Yay! Anyway, that's just going to cook off the alcohol but leave some flavour. There we go. You can see it's already kind of helping char, and that brandy's going to just deglaze anything that was left on there. Oh, it smells good. The brandy's lovely. If you don't want to put alcohol in, don't worry about it. Don't put any alcohol in at all. You could use a little bit of red wine, a bit of white wine instead. Recipes are the basics of it, but you can improvise where you want to, as long as it kind of makes sense. So wine would make sense instead of brandy, but you wouldn't want to put like vodka in it. That's just a bit too much of a harsh flavour. So we've got all of any kind of caramelisation that was on the pan is now ours. Now I'm going to add a tiny bit of stock, I saw a little bit there. So I've got, from a previous video where I did the roast potatoes, I've got chicken stock saved from that, which is a bit salty, I'll be honest with you. But we're just going to use a little bit of it, just so we can make sure everything is off. And then I'm going to put this into a big old saucepan. Lovely, turn this off, move it to the side for a second. So into the saucepan, I'm gonna get all of this deliciousness. Don't eat any more of the chicken wings, because then they won't give the lovely fat that we need for the thing. I'm talking to myself more than anybody else. Just love a chicken wing. What we'll also do is, once the turkey's finished cooking, we will use all the juices from the pan as well. And I've also burnt my pan. But that's just flavour and life. Now this gets covered in, let me just try. Is that too salty? No, it's not, it's actually all right. We're going to cover it in chicken stock. When it comes to how much chicken stock you're going to use, it's kind of dependent on how much you're doing and how big the pan is as well. We want it to completely cover all of the bits that we've got in here. So if you've got more, you're going to need more stock, or you can just use water. That should be fine as well. We're going to reduce this down by about 3/4, so we're not going to have a lot left, because it's that concentration of delicious chickeny, turkey flavour. Get in there as well. Lovely. Now we're going to leave that. Top it up occasionally, just to make sure that we do get everything out of the mix that we can. Leave that on a rolling, like jacuzzi level simmer boil. Nothing too exaggerative. Nothing too exciting, but just like. And that's going to be the second part of our gravy. So what you'll see when you're making stocks and gravies and stuff is that there will be a scummy foam that happens, and you want to get rid of as much as you can, really. But just get rid of what you can. It's not going to ruin your sauce if you leave some of it in there. And we're not making a blooming consommé, you know what I mean? If we're making a consommé, then obviously, yeah, we're skimming for our lives, but here we're not. All you need to do is just put a little bit of pressure, and then those foamy bits will draw into the spoon. You don't want to lose too much of the stock. And again, if you don't end up doing this because you're busy and you've got other things going on, it's going to be all right, I promise you. Everything's going to be fine. Don't stress over it too much. The scum will keep coming as well because it hasn't been on for too long, so it will happen again. Just keep an eye on it. Leave that, have a little pot by the side, ready to go when you need it. And then that is the kind of bubbling that we're looking for. And we're going to leave that for a good long while until we've got probably about that much left, really. The groovy gravy, I'm going to pass it through into another pan, through a sieve, and then we're going to really push some of these bones through it. Well, not the bones, but we want to get all the flavour out, so we've got to apply a little bit of force. Do that bit first, bit by bit, because otherwise, and there'll just be too much in the sieve. If you put it all in, you won't be able to get all of that rich, saucy sauce from it. This is where all the flavour is, so make sure, use quite a fine sieve, because otherwise you'll actually end up pushing some of the stuff through it. I might end up pushing some of the stuff through it. It makes it thick, it's fine. I need a bowl, because I am going to keep this and pick it down. Once you think you've got as much tasty, there's more liquid in there, tastiness coming out. Oh, I'm breaking the sieve. Don't break anything. Tip that into here and then get some more. Oh no, did exactly what I didn't want to do. Pick out the big old bones. Get that out. Okay, just squash this through a little bit to get all of that lovely flavour. Smells so good. That little bit of brandy does its job. It kind of adds a bit of sweetness and a little bit of richness, like depth to it, as well as all those roasted lovely vegetables. Last year at Christmas, I did this, and it was actually on Boxing Day, sorry. So I had all these bits that I saved from the gravy the day before, and then I had a bit of the turkey that was left over, and I picked it all down and I put it into a pie. But I did it in a big cast iron pan, put the puff pastry on top of it. It was a topped pie, not a full pie. But I was running out of pastry and time and patience, because I hosted Christmas and Boxing Day. So I was like, oh my God, this is so much work. Get all of this in. So once you've passed everything, it goes back onto the hob for a little bit. Taste test it, adjust as you want. If you want a bit more alcohol in there, put a bit more alcohol, but it will be raw, so it will taste quite solid. You could add a little bit of stock cube. You can do Bisto if you want to add a bit of thickness. But I'm going to thicken this with a cornflour slurry, which isn't always every chef's preference, but it's the easiest way to do it. And we've got the turkey juices to go in, so everything off the tray of the turkey is going into this as well. I've not got my handle. That goes back on for a minute. It's only going on low until we're ready to properly finish it off. And I'm not ready to finish anything off just yet. There's so many things going on in this kitchen. No one's getting finished on time. So your gravy, you want to reduce it down to this lovely, thick, delicious, syrupy goodness. And I've got a tray that had some of the it's not chicken, it's turkey. It had the turkey on. And I'm going to get everything off of here into the gravy as well. You might need to heat it back up a little bit, because this is the good stuff. This is honestly pure flavour. And if you are in the kitchen and you get this tray and it's just come out of the oven, get a little bit of bread, I promise you, a little bit of bread, dip it straight into this juice, a sprinkle of salt. It's one of the best things just in the world. It's one of my favourite things. And one of the reasons why I always just wanted to cook, because I knew there would always be an excuse to eat the tray bits. I'm going to grab a quick cornflour slurry, just to help. Is that cornflour? Yes, just to help get this a little bit thicker, because I like quite a thick gravy. But This is, as it is beautiful and would be perfect on your Christmas dinner. All you need is about a teaspoon of corn flour and a teaspoon of water to mix that through. And then when it gets back on the hob, bring it up very quickly, just for a few seconds, just so that corn flour completely dissolves into our gravy. And this method of doing gravy is perfect for if you're doing turkey, chicken, beef. You can kind of use anything. If you're doing something that's like beef or pork, then use beef trimmings, pork bits instead of chicken wings. But it does mean that you can make this in advance and you don't have to worry about doing it on the day. Let's get all these melted bits in. Like I said, I'm just going to bring this up to a very quick boil because we don't want to overboil it and we don't want to lose any more of the liquid, but it's just to cook out the starch in the corn flour. Okay, so just brought it up to boil, it's thickened, and it's the kind of consistency that I like, which is pourable, but it's got, what's it called, vivacious? No, not vivacious. Viscosity? Viscosity. See that gorgeous caramel liquid. Well, it's not caramel, it's gravy. It's got all the best bits, all the flavour, and it is a perfect texture and viscosity. And it's homemade. None of that Bisto around here, although if you do use Bisto, that's absolutely fine. Do whatever works best for you. I'm not going to judge. That is delicious homemade chicken wing / turkey gravy. Perfect for your festive meal. I've actually got my turkey carved, so I'm going to pour a little bit on just to get that proper sexy gravy shot, which is what we'll be doing on the special day. You've got a good angle. Are you happy? I've got to make sure the cameras are happy before I'm ready. I'm going to very slowly pour this on so we can get it in slow-mo and then it'll be really delicious. Oh, no! Well, there we go. Let's begin. If that isn't the perfect gravy, I don't know what is. The colour, the texture, the viscosity, the deliciousness that I'm going to eat now because I can't resist anymore. I need to stop eating with my fingers so much, but I just get excited. Oh my. There is so much flavour. The turkey, first of all, is delicious, but the gravy just complements it so well. It's rich, it's full of flavour. You take the time to make a good gravy, it will take the time to pleasure you, I promise that. Perfect. Please do like and subscribe if you want to see any more delicious videos of delicious recipes with me.